Hi Capricorn, it's Mary with Seer. This is your May 1st through the 15th, 2020 Tarot and Oracle reading. I hope your day has gone well, and thank you for your likes, shares, and those who subscribe to my channel. Thank you for booking readings with me, donating, and checking out my jewelry. The link for any of that information is in the description box. So I hope you're holding up well with all the changes in the world right now. It's a kind of pause we're all going through, right? Okay, here we go. We're going to start with tarot, then we're going to do some oracle, then some tarot, then some oracle. Okay, so we have the Five of Swords here. So the Five of Swords reversed is, it's like a battle of egos. It's a battle, you know, and it's not a pretty one, so it could have been words or, you know, it's a battlefield and people walking away from the battlefield. And nobody really wins when we fight, you know, and especially when it has to do with ego. When this is reversed, the ego really comes into play. And it looks like that the aftermath may have been the Tower, which is a destruction of a relationship, a job, a system, something that maybe we tried to build a foundation, but possibly was never quite sturdy enough to withstand what happened or what's going on or what's going to happen. Okay, and then I have the Emperor reverse. So Emperor reverse is like a can be Aries card, but it doesn't have to be. But this is an abuse of power. Okay, this is, well, somebody that's not very organized, somebody that is, their energy is being used distorted. So because the Emperor is like the divine masculine when he's upright, it's a distorted masculine when he's reversed. So it could be, it doesn't have to be masculine energy, but it could be something being portrayed in that way. So it could be, it's abuse of masculine power, like an aggressive power. Let's get another card here. Two of Swords. So this is, when it's upright, it's indecision and, you know, unable to make a decision due to lack of details or just feeling stuck, right? But like, I can't see it. I can't make a decision. Maybe it's like an avoidance too. But when it's reversed, a decision has been made. So it's like the Tower, the fight, the Tower, the abusive power, or abuse, plain old abuse, forced a decision, is forced something to change, right? Okay, and then Six of Swords then. But somebody, it's like Six of Swords reverses, somebody needs to go. Somebody needs to leave, or something needs to change. Somebody needs to get to safety, and it's a reluctance to do that. So a decision has been made, but somebody's having trouble releasing or healing. Interesting. Do one more card there. Magician, and this is about deceptive energy. So maybe the person that abused the power is still manipulating and trying to get somebody to come back or stay. I think they're trying to get somebody to come back. That's quite heavy there. Okay, so we're going to look at the Oracle card. So this is from your angels and ancestors, okay? And also, this is a woman. This particular deck only has a woman falling out of the Tower. So that's interesting. So if there is abuse here, please be careful. Be careful, because I have a woman, a man, the woman with the child, and trying to just be careful and make sure you're safe, okay? And it's okay to ask for help from those that you trust. So your angels and ancestors, I'm sure they got something to say about this, what you're going through, and I'm really sorry for what you're going through. Or somebody here is going through. have the elder. Move beyond ancestral patterns. So this may be something that's been going on in your family. Maybe this kind of abusive relationships has happened in your family. That way it makes it easier for you. Well, what happens is it makes us more predisposed to be in those kind of relationships because it's what we're comfortable with. In the beginning, we don't realize that that's why we have some kind of connection. But these are also here to break the patterns. So you're being, your ancestors and angels and ancestors are requesting, they're saying it's time that you break this. Okay? And that may be the reason why it's here again. Okay? They also want to apologize for putting this in, for putting it on you. But it is on you. So you should know that. Kind of heavy. Bottom of the deck, wise one. Grow within your current situation. That's perfect. So I want you to kind of reflect on elder and the wise ones. Is this your ancestors? I think it is. So there's another reflection here to please ask them for help. Ask them for help because they're waiting to help you. The wise one is like the crone. She has a spiritual knowledge. She has knowledge. And she also has protection. And she also, this is the raven is healing, but any birds are like connecting for me, with the angelic realm. The higher, it's like higher information, spiritual information, spiritual connection. So, this is generations before you. Kind of almost that's put in our DNA because all of it happened to all the family, right? But it says right here, move beyond ancestral patterns. It means stop them. Stop them. Grow within your current situation. They're telling me to come back here over and over. What am I supposed to learn here? Why do I feel drawn to go back with somebody that has abused their power with me? Why am I continuing to put myself at risk? And that's probably just for one or two people specifically, but why do I feel most comfortable with people that end up doing this to me? And then I realize that I have to make a decision. It's what didn't I see in the beginning? So it's piece by piece right now. The recognition and the understanding that this is here to be resolved and changed. That's why it's here again. Okay? All right, so we're going to do a few more tarot. We got to do the enchanted map. Okay. Into the unknown. Okay, and this is reversed. This is a 7. And magical map shifter. Okay, so right here, this is reversed also. So both of these being reversed is a resistance to this energy. So we're going to talk about the first one, into the unknown. You're being asked to trust that you have the knowledge and you have the skills to move beyond this, and trust in a higher force, in the guidance that's here for you. And as a Capricorn, Earth, it's not as easy for Earth as for some other signs, I know you can't see it. See, she has a blindfold on. See her eyes. I know you can't see the details. But God, Spirit, angels, and ancestors, they know what you want. You've told them enough. They also know what serves you, right? And so trusting that those will be provided, that a reflection may be needed to understand that your choices, how they might keep leading you in the same situation. Okay? And so the magical map shifter it's a resistance to the change that's been thrown in your way. It's like maybe not only in this situation, but we'll just talk about this one here. Things have been thrown in front, like obstacles, right in the way of whatever was trying to be built here. Do you ask yourself, why does this keep happening in this relationship? Or in many of your relationships, that's to shift you, to move you into the right direction. Over and over, they keep trying to get you into the right direction. So now they're getting your attention through this reading because it's time. It's time to make the shift. So, and there's something about safety here, Capricorn. There's something about safety. Okay, we're going to get a few more tarot cards. And there's a great need to work with the energy that's here for you instead of against it, because then you're working against a lot of different energies instead of going with the benevolent, the kind energy. Okay, moving in faith instead of defending in fear, right? Okay, so I have Knight of Pentacles. So this is not moving forward on a path, it could be feeling stuck financially. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Feel like you can't move forward financially. Seven of Wands reversed is, this would be having a hard time getting to higher ground, like getting above things, to see above things. So feel like there's a lot of obstacles, right? Death. And this is because this just needs to, the button needs to be reset. The life, the lesson, it needs to be learned, and then just reset it. So if you could reset the situation, what would that mean to you? Would that mean you start somewhere new? Would that mean you didn't go back? Would that mean no more abuse? What does that pushing the reset mean to you? And that might give you an idea of where you're actually at in this process. Might be a reflection. Like, did it never happen? Did this never happen? Did this not ever happen in the first place? What does that mean for you? Knight of Cups is, how do you move forward in place where it's moving forward with like love in your heart, moving forward where you know when an offer is good, like a happy offer, an offer of love, but it's a commitment. But it's also a warning about running to a next relationship. So being a little bit careful and not being naive about jumping into another relationship after the reset has taken place. Okay, Emperor, because then we get the same energy, the abuse of power. Okay, so the reset needs to be overcoming what it is, that the ancestral patterns. Because if you push a reset and you move to another person, it's the same. It's almost like it's the same person until the ancestral patterns have been changed. So that would be, typically it means take time out to really understand that place that you get stuck on, that place where the fear is coming from. And that would be probably something in childhood, something that's triggering that where's that pattern keep happening over and over in your relationships? Then try to reflect that back on when you were a child. That's that inner child healing. That's that shadow work, without it being even looked at. It just keeps happening over and over because that child wants to be loved. That child wants to be healed. your child. You want to be healed. Okay? And so this is very important work. It's sacred work, actually, really sacred. Okay. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do a couple cards from Eye through the Art through the Eye of the Soul Oracle. So the need to want to get above this and just put it out may not be the answer. The obstacles, the battles in your mind, and maybe sitting in it and understanding. Instead of, okay, so here's how. Instead of taking the situations and do, well, he said that, I said that, that's putting you in that anger place, that defensive place, thinking about the arguments. Here's where we go to another place, like a higher level of looking at things. How does this situation reflect back when I was a child? Okay. That's still sitting in it, but actually going through the obstacles. Because there's a resistance to working out the obstacles, or and just wanting to get above it. But I don't think you're going to be allowed to do that. You're going to have to. I mean, that's what they're saying. They're going to do everything they can to get you to work through this so it can be done, so you can move forward with new life, with the new, knowing that this part of the lesson is been done. So you don't keep running into this abusive power, whether that's coming from you out of frustration or coming from somebody that you're with or you're around, or a boss. It could be reflected in many different relationships, because it's that energy that needs to be resolved. So it's going to show up all different places. It's interesting. But once our eyes are open, then they're open, right? We can go, hey, I see you coming. Okay. And then just ask for guidance. There's so much help if we remember to ask, and retreat in just nature and solitude. Nature is great for you because as an earth sign, you connect more with nature. So, I don't know if you have wolves, just kidding. If you have dogs, canines, if you have animals that you can sit and they calm you down. Also, there's something here reflecting on how they handle things. How do they handle things? And sometimes it's a day in and day out things that just take care of that and know that other things will be resolved. Take care of yourself. Don't try to look outside of yourself. Retreating into nature and solitude is going within and looking inside of ourselves for help. Okay. And not that tape that plays over and over. This is real help, trying to connect dots on your, because it's your pilgrimage. Yep. This is your time now. So it will probably keep coming back a little bit harder every time if you don't just take the pilgrimage. Okay. Because what lies on the other side of your fear is your deepest desire. It always is. So it's a really beautiful reading. And we'll do a couple more cards here. We'll do the Amenti. We're just going to ask, what else do you need to know, of course? Because it feels a little bit scary. Maybe a lot scary. But it's facing your fear. Think how good you're going to feel when you go, yeah, I did it. And remember, you have these wolves with you. You have guides, you have spirit guides, you have your angels and ancestors. You got your elders, and they got all their really cool paint going. And they're from other places in the world. And you have the crone, you have the wise one. And she's full of magic and mysticism. And this both of them are, look at they're like, they feel like earthly energies, And this, more earth energy. It's great. I remember I was saying about the DNA, about clearing the DNA, like the family ancestry. Okay, she's got DNA strands in her hair. You see those? Oop, I'm going the wrong way because I'm looking in the computer. See that? Okay. Clearing that DNA. That's not junk DNA. It's much more than we can imagine. Oh. I embrace all. I embrace all the lesson. So I'm willing to look at all the details. I'm willing to try to understand the other person's point of view, because this person is trying to heal their inner child probably too. But that doesn't give a good excuse for somebody hurting somebody else. But it's an understanding how this can happen that's important. And understanding our place in choosing people we choose, and choosing the things we choose with those people. Does that make any sense? Okay. So I am accepting our place in our lives. I am accepting means, okay, this is where I'm at. Now what I'm going to do. It's not denying what's happening. It's not denying I had any part in it. It's not denying that A, B, and C exist. It's okay. I see it. Sometimes it's not easy to see the truth. But now what's my plan? Okay. What am I going to do? What do I need to face? What do I need to heal? Okay. And so that is whatever pops up for you. But peace, coming from a place of peace, is the most important. By solitude and retreat, it gives you a better opportunity to heal, because you don't have all this chaos going on, and you're not just trying to keep yourself safe. You actually, if you can be in your own spot, then the healing will come more naturally. Okay. I love you, Capricorn. I hope that helps with your journey for the next couple weeks. Okay. Take care.